she's a straight shooter, if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene, with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those altar bridge vibes, no sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despises. Yorkshire lass with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. How are you all doing? Thank you so much to everyone that's coming in, watching this live, whether you're watching on YouTube or on X. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want more misadventures of the gruesome twosome, then make sure you are subscribed to me on YouTube. And if you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alternerd. Special thanks to me good mates, the Sidley twins. They've just finished their live stream, but thank you so, so much to them for letting everyone know that I was coming on after them. So here's a little bit of the after party. Hey up, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And just to give you a little bit of what's going to come up for today's Daily Nerd Live for Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. First and foremost, the main topic for today's live stream: bad hygiene, Meg's kitchen nightmares, whatever you want to call it. Is Meghan Markle's company As Ever, is that going to be shut down due to violating health and safety law in California? Wait for it. Wait for it. I've done some research, guys. Yeah, that bug could be the downfall for As Ever. So we're going to get into that. Then the second topic for today's live show: cancelled! Is Meghan Markle's show actually going to be cancelled by Netflix because viewers are raging over this trailer? Netflix might actually choose not to release it in the end. So we're going to get into that for the second topic for today's live stream. Then the third one, you know that whole Netflix trailer for her new season that came out earlier on this week? And that little thing that she said about Prince Harry not liking Lobster? Did she just lie about that? Oh, yeah. I done a little bit more research for story number 3 that you guys do not want to miss. So that'll be story number 3. And then, story number 4, that's the bonus story, the bonus Hazard and Megsy story. How do you guys get to unlock that? Well, in the next hour, if we get 10 super chats, then you guys get to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megsy story for today's live stream. And this is what I'm going to say in terms of a hint for this one. It's about Megsy. It's about her black card. And it's about her season 2 trailer. Want to know more? Well, of course, only if you can do contribute to today's super chat goal. Do bear in mind that for some reason, super chat stickers still don't count towards the goal. That's not a me thing, that's a YouTube thing. I'd have them count towards the goal all day long, do you know what I mean? But that is a YouTube thing, so please do bear that in mind. Now, for those that are watching on the replay, fast forward like 5-10 minutes and I will have started the first topic for today's live stream. But just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, as I always, as ever, like... kind of phrase now, to be transparent with you guys as, you know, where your sugar bucks do go to. Now, because this is my full-time job, I earn a living off of it for me to be able to live. But from time to time, I do see tech that I think, oh, I'd love to get a piece of that to invest back into the studio. So thank you so much to everyone so far that has been kind enough to be able to give me a few sugar bucks so I can put it towards this, the Facecam Pro. So all your sugar bucks at the moment is going to be going towards this. And yes, the investment does not stop there because earlier on today, I also invested in this new DJI Osmo Mobile gimbal. I have had one before, but it was very heavy and very clunky. This one is much, much lighter. So yeah, you might be seeing a little bit more videos of me being out and about now that I've got this little bad boy. So the investment into the studio and into the channel does continue at a pace. With that being said, talking about channels, if you don't know already, if you want even more content from me, and why wouldn't you, then do head on over to my second channel, Political Nerds. For those that don't know, I actually have a degree in international relations and security studies. Politics is essentially my academic wheelhouse, and I'm having so much fun over there. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you head on over and you subscribe to my second channel. Thank you so much to all the alter nerds that have already made the jump over there and supported me already. We're so close now to 45,000 political nerds in the community. My mind's blown by all the very, very generous support that you guys are sending my way for that second channel. So thank you so much. And just as a little personal message, someone that might be watching right now. Now, you guys might be thinking, hang on a minute. Why all of a sudden am I seeing this on my screen when predominantly at the moment, Stef's channel is about the royals? Why am I looking at someone on a bike being like, ah? Well, okay. Here is a little personal message if he's watching. So there's a mate of Mr. Fox's and mine who is competing next week in one of this year's biggest cycling tours, right? Okay. It's called the Vuelta. And so if he's watching, Mr. Fox and I would like to wish Bjorn Kerr, who rides for the UCI World Team Picnic Post NL, the pro cycling team, all the very, very best on his grand debut tour at the Vuelta a España next week. Good luck, Bjorny. We will be rooting for you every single day. So, oh my goodness, this is going to be so exciting to see him on the TV doing his thing. It's going to be so, so cool. So, that's that. In the meantime, a few thank yous before we kick in to the first topic for today's live stream. So first and foremost, Richard Raybright, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Really, really appreciate your face. No message. But thank you so much. That'll be going towards the webcam. So thank you very nicely. Also, as well, thank you so much to Jessie581 for not only gifting a leadership before this live stream began, but also as well sending some sugar bucks my way. $7.99. Thank you so much. Saying towards your amazing webcam, biggest hugs from me in Australia. Well, thank you so much. Also, General Scott. I salute you. Thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And my favourite, of course, the ginger doggy fighting hats moment. I love it. Also, as well, thanks to the General for gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Jessie581 and also as well the General. And that only means one thing, guys. Today's gifting wars have officially begun. So thank you so much to Jessie581 and the General for kicking off today's gifting wars. Appreciate your faces. Also as well, Jessie581 straight after $3.99 sugar bucks. And again, my favourite, the ginger doggy fine has moment. I love it. Thank you so much. Also as well, my goodness, the support keeps going. Oscar Budzinski, hey up, mate, one of the OGs. Thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the past 33 months. Saying, hi, Steph, how are you doing today? 33 months of support, there you go. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. How are you doing? I've had a wonderful day. I hope you have as well. And Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Saying much love, Steph and everyone. Well, thank you very much. Right back at you. My goodness, we're already 3 super chats into today's goal. We just got 7 more left to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megsy story for today's live stream. But guys, without further ado, shall we get into this? I think we shall. Oh, hang on. Hold the freaking presses. Dude. Wow. Oh my goodness. Blah, 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 Frankie. I'm... Wow. That's one way to shut me up. Wow. Okay. Major hearts in the chat right now for blah, 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 Frankie. Because that, wow. Blah, 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 Frankie. Thank you so much. That is highly, extremely out of this fucking world generous of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. I mean, thank you to everyone, you know, for watching, for liking the streams, for those that are able to go a little bit further and send sugar bucks, you know, in this instance, to allow me to reinvest back into the channel and get some new tech. Thank you, but this is extremely like, I'm humbled more than ever. I really am, and extremely grateful. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, right, the Sugars have always wanted to silence me. Yo, Sugars, if you're watching, that's the way to do it. I'm just saying. Wow. Blah, 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 Frankie. Much love to you and extreme respect to you right now. Thank you so much. Well, let's get into it. I'm so happy to see the chat now lighting up and giving blah 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 Frankie all the love right now. Like, dude, thank you so much. Whoa. Okay. With yeah, on that bombshell. Okay, let me just compose myself after that insane moment. Okay. And yeah, let's jump into the main topic for today's live stream because, yeah, we have all seen this clip that has set the internet on fire and set everything off. And this is the thing, right? I looked at the clip and at first I couldn't see it. Now I can. And it got me thinking, could Meg's company now as ever be shut down due to health and safety violation, due to hygiene violations, due to potentially, allegedly breaking Californian state health and safety law? Now, for those that have been living under a rock, here is the clip that has set absolutely everything off, right? Thanks to Wally at Yankee Wally 2 on X for sharing this. And you can see here, this little critter, like just chilling out and, you know, walking around whilst there's food there. As ever, food. Apparently. I mean, I assume it's as ever food, really, because, you know, those damn flour sprinkles have to be everywhere, don't they? When it has to go, when it comes to Meghan as ever, it's her thing. Whatever, right? It's her own. It's her thing, just for her, because like really, no one else is jumping on board with the whole flour sprinkle situation, right? It's like has anyone watched Mean Girls, right? Where the Regina turns round to Gretchen and says, fetch is never going to happen. Stop making fetch happen. Well, I get the same vibes with Megzy and the flour sprinkles. Megzy, stop making flour sprinkles happen. Flour sprinkles will never happen. It will never be it. It's not the hill to die on. Let's put it that way, okay? Now, this is the thing, right? So many people have actually spoken out against this clip, with Radar Online actually selecting some of the most brutal comments. So one post on X says, see the bug crawling around the cookie, zoom in on the video, eek. Another one says, you. Probably comes with those vile, unsourced, dead flour sprinkles. A second person commented about the item Megzy is so fond of. A third user joked, beautiful advertising for her brand. Yeah, beautiful advertising indeed. Thing is, though, Megzy may have actually, potentially, possibly broken California food safety law. Now, before I go any further, this has to be all in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions. However, when I looked at California food safety laws, I initially found this from Google, and it says, violating California health and safety laws can result in a range of penalties, including fines, imprisonment, and the shutdown of operations. The specific consequences depend on the nature and severity of the violation, as well as the specific law or regulation that was breached. So, for example, violations of the California Occupational Health and Safety Act can lead to fines and even criminal charges in some cases. And so I went a little bit more into the California food safety law situation, and I found this. So California food safety laws, Google says, primarily focuses on preventing food contamination from various sources, right? Including insects and pests, but don't have specific explicit laws about insects or bugs on a plate. The focus is on maintaining clean and sanitary food handling environments, proper storage of food, and preventing pest infestations. So food surfaces must be smooth, impervious, and easily cleanable to prevent contamination. Food preparation and cooking equipment must be in good repair, free of damage and easily cleaned. And food establishments are required to implement measures to prevent pest infestations, including proper waste management, sanitation, and storage. Now, whilst there isn't a specific law about bugs on the plate, the overall emphasis with this particular law on hygiene and pest control in California aims to ensure that food is free from such contamination. And so then I went down the rabbit hole completely at that point, and I actually went into the law. And then I read this part, and I thought, ding, 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 we may have a winner. So this is the section on protection from contamination, and it says the following. All food, beverage, and food ingredients shall be stored or displayed in such manner as to be protected from dust, flies, vermin, unnecessary handling, droplet infection, overhead leakage and condensation, sewage backflow, and other contamination. Evidence of the presence of rodents, roaches, ants, and other vermin shall be considered as a violation of this section. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Yep. Yep. Now, this is the thing. What's the potential punishment for violating California health and safety code, essentially, right? Well, Megsy, what could you win? What could you win? Well, here we go. California Code, Health and Safety Code, current as of 1st of January 2023. So this is from codes.findlaw.com. They say the following. In addition to the suspension, temporary suspension, or revocation of a license issued under this chapter or chapter 3.4, commencing with section 1596.70, the department shall levy civil penalties as follows. The amount of the civil penalty shall be $100 per day for each violation of this chapter if a facility fails to correct a deficiency after being provided a specified length of time to correct the deficiency. So, the main topic here is a little bit of a short and sweet one, really getting to the point in all of this. But this is the thing, right? This clip right here that's going absolutely viral at the moment, everyone's focused, quite rightly, that's fair enough, on, ew, it's disgusting. What the hell? Megsy, what you doing, right? But this is the thing. This clip potentially could have far-reaching implications for Megsy and a company when it comes to California's health and safety code, the hygiene violations that could potentially be involved with this. Now, again, this is all opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. You do your own research, you can come to your own conclusions, right? But based on what I found and my interpretation of it, right? This ain't good. This is not good whatsoever. Because let's put it this way to you, right? If you were at, let's say, an outside restaurant, right? Because it looks like it was filmed outside, yeah? Okay. So let's say you're an outside restaurant and the waiter gives you your meal, right? Lovely plate. Better than that. Anything's really better than that, but you know what I mean, yeah? And all of a sudden, you see a little creepy crawly. That place is getting shut down. Health and safety is coming in and shutting that place down, right? The UK is very, very stringent when it comes to health and safety. You have no idea. Presumably the US is something similar. And so, this is the thing, right? Just getting on to what the Big SM is saying here. Hey up, Big SM. How's it going, mate? Thank you so much for £5 sugar bucks. Appreciate your face. says all those regulations are for shops, restaurant, fast food outlets, and food manufacturing premises. Meghan's plate wasn't for commercial sale. I get that, but she is promoting a company that sells food, i.e. as ever. And the way that I'm seeing it, mate, is that with her promoting food from her own company, she should be, in my eyes, subject to the same stringent health and hygiene and safety laws in California as any other at the end of the day. If this was just, let's put it this way, right? If this, got an itchy foot, I don't know why. Let me just sort myself out. There we go. If this was just, right, Megsy, without the brand, without the company, without whatever, right? And she randomly made some biscuits or whatever and showed it on Instagram, and there was a little bit of a creepy crawly, yeah, we'd be like, what the hell, lass? But there won't be that much of an uproar because there's no company, there's no brand that she's trying to sell. Here, she's selling a brand, she's selling a company, she's selling products from that specific brand. And with it seeing that there's a creepy crawly about around her products that her company is selling, then to me, perhaps she's got a problem. I don't know. Now, she has a company that's selling food. And the food that she's selling, she's promoting in this clip. And in this clip, with the food that she's promoting that her company sells, there's a creepy crawly all over it. It doesn't look good for the company, right? It doesn't look good for a brand. As such, should she be treated the same as the shops, restaurants, fast food outlets, and food manufacturing premises as a result? I would say so, because again, she's promoting this because of her business that sells this food in the first place. Not, oh, I just made these biscuits. You see where I'm coming from? This isn't personal. This is professional. This is a business. So perhaps there is a chance that she is held at that same level when it comes to health and safety, Californian law. We can agree to disagree, mate, and that's absolutely fine. You'll still have my respect as ever, but that's the way that I'm seeing it. Shelley Roylands, my goodness, thank you so much for that very generous £1.99 sugar bucks. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Gil L says, where is the ant video? Hi, Steph, looking hot. Well, thank you very much. Here's the ant video. You can see it right here. And he's literally like creepy crawling, like he's there. And then he's kind of like here. Kind of goes around a little bit. And then he kind of, I might go back. No, I'm going to go down. And then underneath the biscuit or whatever the hell it is. It's just ew. Ew, ew, and more ew. But yeah, I think Flapper27 is saying it better than me. The cookies are connected to a company owned by Megsy. If she had just not had the company at all, baked the cookies, did this clip, and the ant was there, yeah, there'd be news about it, let's be real here, but it's not whatever. It's the fact that the cookies are connected to a company that's owned by Megsy. And as such, the company should be stringent and should be following California health and safety law. Is it following California health and safety law here? I really don't think so. You see where I'm coming from there? Wow, Flapper27, my goodness. Thank you so much for gifting a whopping 10 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Flapper27, and that's in the chat for Flapper27, because Flapper27 every time comes with this absolutely extreme and amazing, very kind and generosity. Really, Flapper27, thank you so much as ever. My goodness, what a wonderful friend you are. Thank you so much. With that being said, guys, Um, For those watching, if you haven't done so already, before we get on to the second topic for today's live stream, if you haven't done so already, then do make sure you subscribe to join our Alternerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alternerd. Like, share. If you watch on the replay, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Based on this clip right here, do you think, in your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Meghan Markle may have violated California health and safety law? Or are you on the other end of the spectrum and thinking with the big SM? Do you think, well, hang on a minute. Nah, it's just Megsy. She hasn't violated anything because it's on a plate in the back garden kind of thing. Like how he said it, basically. Do you agree with him? Or do you agree with me? Either way, that's absolutely fine. Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, let's see a few more of what you're saying in the live chat before we hunker down to the second topic for today's live stream. Let's have a gander at you all. Let's see. Lisa H says, how did this not get picked up in editing? Right. Blah, blah, blah. Frankie says, ha, 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 leaving cookies out is high heaven for bugs, especially ants. Yep. I see a few of you on X saying A up, so I'm going to say a little bit of an A up back to you as well. A up, NPNG, Creed, Menace, and Johnny for tuning in live on X. Appreciate you first. Thank you so much. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Oh, Flossie Laurie, I love this. New company name, Ants Forever. Yeah. Now, AP, it looks like is agreeing with the big SM here. I really do hate defending her, but she's not actually selling these cookies in their entirety. She's selling the stuff to make them. Yeah, potentially. And that's fair enough as well. I see your point there. I do. Tam Fritz, though, says that they agree with me. That's absolutely fair enough. Might drop Lisa. Very, very good tip there. Double check your flour sprinkles, everyone. And if one of the sprinkles moves, incinerate the lot of it. Incinerate the lot of it, guys. The Sarge. Ant sprinkles coming soon once Meghan finds a way to source the ants. And blah, 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 Frankie. Yeah, this woman is jinxed, I swear. I know, right? Like, really proper jinxed, I know, right? But Tam Prince thinks it's more karma than being jinxed. Maybe it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, really, at this point, at the end of the day. Mic drop Lisa. Hey up, mic drop Lisa. Gifting a whopping 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of mic drop Lisa. Appreciate your face, hon. Thank you so much. BTLCHK says, I'd never buy anything connected to Meghan Markle. The only thing that I'm going to buy when I can get my hands on it is the raspberry strawberry spread, whatever the frick she wants to call it, so we can do the long-awaited jam wars with these mofos. You know, these jams that, like, been behind me for, like, over a year now? Yeah, that's why they're there. They're there for the jam wars. I hope it happens sometime soon. For those that are watching, stay exactly where you are. We're going to get into the second story in a moment. Whew, this is a interesting one, because is Meghan Markle's show actually going to be cancelled by Netflix? Because viewers are raging over the trailer and it's not getting the positive feedback that Megsy and Netflix hoped for. So what are they going to do instead? So stay tuned, because that's going to be the second topic for today's live stream that will be starting in a moment. The big SM in it again. Hey up, mate. Thank you so much for the £5 sugar buck, saying the ant is not in the cookies or the ingredients. The regulations control the ingredients or prepared spreads, honey, etc., not controlling the YSE. I think I know what you're talking about there, but it did say in the law that it's all about making sure that the surroundings of all food, beverage and food ingredients stored and displayed in such a manner as to be protected from dust, flies, vermin, evidence of the presence of rodents, roaches, ants could be considered as a violation of this section. So it's not just the regulations controlling the ingredients or the preparation, but it's also as well how it's stored and displayed. So, yeah. I mean, the chances are either way she's going to get away with it if she has violated anything, really, at the end of the day. Let's be real here. But Big SM, I appreciate you as ever. You know that, mate. With that being said, let's get on to the second topic for today's live stream, because as viewers rage over Meghan Markle's trailer for With Love, Meghan, Season 1, Part 2, let's be real here. Reports are coming through that Netflix could actually cancel her show. Why? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because as viewers are raging over Meghan Markle's trailer for With Love, Meghan, and I call it Season 1, Part 2, reports are coming through that Netflix could potentially, possibly cancel a show. I mean, what the hell is going on? Why is this happening in the first place? Well, there are calls for Netflix to cancel a show before it even airs. And it's because Megxie thought it was the best idea in the whole wide world to have freaking Chrissy Teigen, one of the, as far as I'm concerned, biggest internet bullies that's ever been on a show. And when you look at the poll here that's being conducted by the Express, the poll here shows that there is literally no appetite for any new episodes from this series at all. And so the question here is, if there's no appetite, then Netflix must know that this thing is going to flop before the first episode even airs, right? That it's going to be dead on arrival. So, what are they going to do? What's going to happen? Because when you look at her first season, well, her first season, as we all know, was beaten in the Netflix ratings by her old show Suits that's been out now for what, over 10 years or something ridiculous like that. So, when it come down to it, what's the chance of Meg's new episodes being successful? What's the chance of With Love, Meghan, Season 1, Part 2, being successful? Well, this is the thing. Without the public support, with her old show beating a new one, and people having a problem with Chrissy Teigen coming on, quite rightly so, to the point where they're now demanding Netflix to cancel it all, well, I don't think Megxie has a chance in hell to make these new episodes successful. Do you? But why do people have such a problem with Chrissy Teigen to the point where they're now calling for the cancellation of Megxie's show because she's just simply appearing in it? Well, the problem is the hypocrisy of it all. Because Hazard and Megxie launched the Parents Network the last couple of years, right? A support network for parents and carers whose children have been impacted negatively by social media. So, with her setting that up, and setting out her stall to be like, yeah, we're against cyberbullies and we want to make it better so less people unalive themselves because of cyberbullying, this, that and the other. All right. So you set your flag to that. Then why the hell would Megxie think it's the best idea in the whole wide world to have Chrissy Teigen on when she's tweeted out the following in the past to a child? Courtney Stodden. We all remember that, don't we? In freaking sin. Chernovich saying Chrissy Teigen incited death threats against an underage girl, a clear terms of service violation and predatory behaviour overall. Here, you'll see a few. Courtney Stodden, I hate you. Why do you speak like a Fabio book? What drug makes you do that with your mouth, asking for a friend? What the hell? I hate you. My Friday fantasy, you, dirt nap, baby. This is disgusting. And she was tweeting out all this toxic BS as well. Thanks to Murkass for sharing this on X. I don't even want to read any of this out. Read it at your own peril, guys, really, at the end of the day. This is the thing, though. What has Courtney Stodden said about all of this? Well, here she said the following in an interview a few years ago. She says, I know she's saying it was from alcohol or whatever she's saying it was from. But saying this to a child when you're the queen of Twitter, it was so much. I did actually almost succeed at committing suicide because of, and then she changes course, saying that was a huge part of it. I had a suicide letter written. I remember my last thought was, quote, maybe I don't deserve to be here when people that high up are telling me I don't deserve to be. So you have a victim of cyberbullying and cyber harassment where this victim was pushed to even thinking about unaliving themselves. And Megxie thinks it's the best idea in the whole wide world to have that cyberbully on her show, whilst at the same time with the Parents Network being like, yay, I'm against cyberbullies. I want to make it so less and less people do not want to think about unaliving themselves because of what's being said online. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right, guys? You know the saying, good things happen to good people and bad things happen to... Well, I think you can figure out the end of that sentence for yourselves. Because this trailer for season 1, part 2 has not done good at all. It's already a disaster for Netflix. As you can see right there, thanks to Tribes Britannia on X. And ultimately, for those that are wanting Megxie's show to be cancelled, Angela Levin has actually got some good advice for you. And it's this. If you're calling for Megxie's Netflix show to be cancelled, you know what? It's best just not to watch it in the first place. Wise words indeed, right, guys? With that being said, for those watching live on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We're going to get into the third story in a moment. Did Meghan Markle just lie about Prince Harry in her new Netflix trailer? Oh, it sure seems like that way. So I'm going to be diving into that for the third topic for today's live stream. So for those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to join our Alternerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alternerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think Megxie's show should be cancelled? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the second story for today's live stream. Let's see what you guys were saying before we get into the third topic. Animalian01, hey up mate, how's it going? Thank you so much for the sugar bucks. Saying, do you think you'll ever get a delivery from Meghan? I don't think she has any left. I live in hope that one day the Jam Wars will actually happen. I always live in hope. If not, they're nice to look at in the background, right guys? Let's see what else you guys say. Do you know what, but you've got a really good point here. Netflix has put out a trailer, but there's no big PR push for the show. Do you know what? You got a good point there. I'll tell you that right now. A very, very good point. Blah, blah, blah. Frankie says, this looks the first ant because otherwise it would be covered with ants everywhere. He has to get a chance to get back and notify the soldiers. Oh, has someone been watching A Bug's Life? Oh my I love that. Yes. Juanita McDade, thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck, saying Megs has shown herself to be a faker and not a maker. Yeah, I mean, we must have all watched that clip by now of Martha Stewart essentially turning around with an absolute like backhanded compliment, right? Turning around and saying, you know, it's all about authenticity. If you don't have authenticity, you're basically screwed. I'm paraphrasing because she said it much more eloquently than I could ever put it and classier than I could ever put it. Let's be real here with my Yorkshire gob. However, that's basically, as far as I'm concerned, the gist of it. So, yeah, Martha Stewart was calling her out to be fake and inauthentic. You know, not really much of a news flash for us, but it's pretty cool hearing it from her gob, let's put it that way. So there we are. Janet Tuttle says, like flogging a dead horse. I know, right? Big SM, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, mate, saying Chrissy Teigen's trademark expert compared to Megxit. Yeah, at least we didn't get stories in the media of Chrissy Teigen time and time again making stupid trademark mistakes. I mean, guys, your favourite DC lawyer, John Witherspoon, is like, he's flabbergasted at all the mistakes Megxit has made when it comes to her trademark adventure. Whatever the frick you want to call it. So there we are. Mic drop Lisa getting in with the 10th super chat for today's live stream and hitting our goal to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megxit story. So thank you so much to everyone that's been able to contribute towards today's super chat goal. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Saying 0 more needed. I'll salute your mic drop. Thank you so much. Through the Looking Glass channel, hey up. Thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ooh, yay! Mr. Greenblob saying, hey, you. Hey up indeed. How do? Chris Mills, thank you very much for that very generous £20 sugar bucks. Wow. Saying they are letting her fade away with her self-destruct button. Such a fashionista again tonight, Stef. Thank you. I actually went out and I came back just before this live stream. I went to see a play and it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, outstanding, the production, the stage, the design. I've never seen anything like it before. I really haven't. It was absolutely mind-blowing. So, yeah, hence me making a little bit more of a better effort than usual. So there we go. Although I do have a story about my hair afterwards. Stay tuned, because I've got a rant. Oh my goodness, I have a rant. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. If I remember, I will remember. Ms. M, thank you so much for jumping in today's Gifting Wars. Gifting 1 leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Ms. M. Appreciate your face, love. Thank you so much. Lynn Simmons, thank you so much for the £3 sugar bucks. Appreciate your face there with Mr. Greenblob being like a fist pump. Okay, I'll fist pump you back. There you go. How's that? Does that work? I hope it does. Stephen Magnus, Big SM. Thank you so much for £5 sugar bucks, mate. Saying Parents Network, Archewell Foundation donated $50,000 to the Parents Together Foundation, an existing charity. It was in the charities form 990. Exactly. They set it up together. They've donated to it. And now she's bringing on one of the biggest, like, cyberbullies that we've known, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Like, the hypocrisy is just astounding. And Carol, hey up, Carol, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks, saying 91% dislikes to 9% likes. Yeah. In terms of the like ratio now on her new trailer, yeah, it is bad with a capital B. So, as I'm hiccuping a little bit there, I don't know why, let's just go with it. Connoisseur, hey up, Connoisseur, watching on X. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much for the comment in the live chat there, saying, hey up, lass. She should have just kept her job as a princess. What a brat. Yeah. She's not a princess. She was technically a duchess. Princess of the realm, but she's not actually known as a princess. It's a little bit grey area. Just yeah. Jesse581, thank you so much for the $2.99 sugar bucks, saying it's the Sarge's birthday on the 19th. What? Really now? You don't say. I made a little note. Thank you so much for the heads up, Jessie581. Appreciate your face. With that being said, let's jump into the third story for today's live stream, because in Meghan Markle's new Netflix trailer for upcoming episodes for With Love Meghan, did she lie about Prince Harry's dislike for lobster? She might have, you know. Let me jump into it. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose, the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because in Meghan Markle's new Netflix trailer for upcoming episodes for With Love Meghan, as I call it, Season 1 Part 2, did she lie about Prince Harry's dislike for lobster? She might have done, you know. Let me explain. Now, again, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, do your own research, come to your own conclusions. But here's the report that sent me down this particular rabbit hole, okay? Royal family nightmare. Meghan Markle slips and reveals how she breaks strict protocol while sharing intimate details about Prince Harry in new Netflix trailer. And in that trailer, she turns around and she says that Prince Harry doesn't like lobster. But this is the question. Does Prince Harry not eat lobster because he simply doesn't like it? Or does he not eat lobster because as a member of the royal family, they're actually banned from eating it? Well, this is the thing, right? Back in 2022, former butler and etiquette expert Grant Harold said the following. He says, when dining, the royal family has to be careful with shellfish due to shellfish poisoning due to their work schedules. Therefore, you will not normally find this on the royal menu. Now, Megxie and the Sussex squad might say that this ban only came into effect in recent years. So perhaps Hazza had shellfish when he was younger and found out that he just simply didn't like that. Well, Sussex squad, otherwise known as the morons here, and Megxie. Yeah, you can't use that excuse because here's an article from the BBC from October 2000 that confirms that the shellfish ban was in effect even back then. Here, Tuesday the 10th of October 2000. Further down the article, it says the royal entourage likes progress to run smoothly, free from the disruptions of gastronomic indisposition. Hence, the ban on shellfish, rare meat, foreign water, and any food that is too spicy or exotic. And so, simply my point is this. How can you hate or dislike a type of food that you've never even eaten before? Because if Prince Harry did follow this royal food ban and has, as a result, not eaten any shellfish at all in his life, then how does he know that he doesn't like lobster? How can Megxie make such a claim if Hazza has never had it in his life, if he followed the royal food ban? Did we just catch Megxie out lying about her dear loving husband H? What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet because the bonus Hazza and Megxie story has been unlocked for today's live stream, and this one is a fun one. Has Meghan Markle's black card just got revoked after a lack of diversity in the season 2 trailer? Oh, I got some clips to show you guys. The black community are not happy with her. So we're going to get onto that in a moment. But for those that are watching, if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to join our Alternate Tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching me on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alternate for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, Comment down below on the replay your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think, after what I've just told you, that Megzy may have lied about Hazard not liking Lobster? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third topic for today's live stream. And yeah, I see you ex-viewers. Head Mod and Project Metal Music also there as well, pulling double duty. Hey, update, that's why you're the head mod, saying, hey, up over on X, Head Mod. Appreciate your face there. Thank you so much. Let's see what you guys are saying before we jump into the bonus Hazard and Megzy story for today's live stream. Let's have a gander. Lee Walton saying, yo, Steph, looking lovely as ever. And thanks for keeping it real. You're welcome. This is the thing. Whatever's in my head is just going to come out. Whether you agree with it, disagree with it, that's absolutely fine. We can be respectful. We can agree to disagree. That is not a problem. I just give you my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. You guys do the rest. There we go. But yeah, I'll always keep it real. I can't be bothered doing it any other way. Screw that noise. Tell you that right now. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Blah, blah, blah. Frankie says, back. Sorry, horse is fine. Glad to hear that the horse is fine. I used to ride horses when I was younger. I was very lucky and very fortunate to be able to ride horses when I was younger. There was a next door neighbour. Her name was Angie. And yeah, I used to ride a Shetland pony called Gingerbread. And yes, it was a ginger pony. It was so gorgeous. I actually have a photo. I might show you guys it one day. And yeah, it's just a very cute, innocent photo of me. Before the bad times, but yeah, it was nice. It was a nice, yeah, it's a nice moment there. And then there's another one of me again before the bad times, and I'm on Primrose, and she was one big beast. I'll tell you that right now. Oh my goodness! But yeah, so yeah, I have a thing for horses. Actually, yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah. Yesterday, Mr. Fox and I went out. And we went out to a country show. It was really quaint, very lovely. And as we were walking towards the show, we walked past a field and there was this beautiful white horse. Like, beautiful. Properly groomed from head to foot. My goodness. It was stunning. Like, yeah, you just put a horn on it and it would be a unicorn at that point. Like, seriously, it was beautiful. It glowing. It was just glowing white. It was beautiful. So yeah, before I proper like have a hard on for horses, yeah, I love horses. There you go. If you didn't know how I love horses, there you are. If you didn't know, you know now. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we jump into the bonus Hazard and Megzy story. The Sarge says, I can't afford lobster. It's not something I'll have every day, because damn right, it's hella expensive. But like, once in a blue moon, for like, you know, a treat or like an event, something to celebrate, then yeah, I wouldn't say no to lobster. Lobster's very tasty indeed. I remember my brother and my sister-in-law, they live in London, and I went down there at one point and they took me to this very beautiful Italian restaurant, and I ordered lobster with spaghetti. And I thought the lobster would already be kind of like mixed in with the sauce and all that lot. Oh, no, 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 no. It was the spaghetti, there was the sauce and the veggies and all that lot. Right on top of it, just plonked right on top of the spaghetti was the actual lobster. I looked at my brother and I'm like, what the frick do I do with that? Because I've never actually torn apart a lobster before. It's always been prepared, the meat taken out, the all lot, and it's just included in it. No, 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 no. This one, it was like, no, you got to do the work. I'm like, I've paid for this meal, right? And I've paid for you to deal with the lobster, not for me to deal with it. What the hell? I should get some of my money back. Anywho, my brother showed me in the end how to do it. He showed me and then he just did it himself because I was like, yeah, no, do it for me, please. So yeah, that's one of my stories about lobster. Another one, actually, before we go any further, is when I was younger, and I was in 6th form. I worked at a Morrison's and I started off at the fishmongers working there. So even though I don't know how to, take apart a lobster once it's cooked and everything, if you give me like a salmon, I know at that point how to gut it, how to fillet it, how to steak it, how to behead it, the whole lot, right? Give me a full lobster, I know what to do with it. Give me a full salmon, I know what to do with it. Give me a full lobster, not a freaking clue. Who knew, right? Anywho, one morning I came in, and it was all laid out, all set up, and I see like these lobsters, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, I've never seen actually a lobster before at that point. I know my childhood was very sheltered. Anywho, and I went up to it and I touched it, and then it started to move. I'm like, oh my goodness, what the frick is that? And he was like, yeah, they're still alive. I'm like, what? So yeah, there's another lobster story for you right there. You guys probably didn't think that when you tuned into today's live stream, I'd be giving you stories about my adventures with lobsters, did you? Should we get back to Hazza and Megzy? Let's get back to Hazza and Megzy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Big SM, thank you so much for the £5 sugar buck saying, maybe if Hazza and Megzy's doing a Netflix documentary on those Masaki Ugandan kids' school, perhaps Hazza will be their new patron. Oh my goodness. Seriously, that would be disgusting if that happened, really. As far as I'm concerned, Hazza and Megzy are just using them to try and improve their PR after the whole Centre Barley debacle that they started. So, yeah. Not good. And Miss Freedom 97, thank you so much for continued support for the leadership for the last 18 months. Saying, hey all. Hey up, Miss Freedom 97. How's it going? How's it going? Also, as well, thank you so much to everyone that's watching on X. I see 234 of you watching at the moment on X, so I just want to say a very special hey up to you guys as well for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get on to the bonus story, Snook Y2K, thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck saying in Iowa, we are 1,500 miles away from fresh lobster. That's a long time, mate. That's a very, very long time. It's a long time. Do you know what? Can I just have a brain transplant right now? Because quite clearly I cannot speak English to save my freaking life. That is a long way away from fresh lobster. Wow, you are very deprived there. And my goodness, Miss Freedom 97, thank you so much for gifting a whopping 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Miss Freedom 97. And my goodness, wow, we're on to 22 new leaders for today's live stream. We're just 3 more away from 25 new leaders for today's live stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, this ain't how you do a gifting war. This is how you do a gifting war. Help us to get to 25 new leaders for today's live stream. Guys, we may soon find out. We may soon find out. In the meantime, let's get on to the bonus Hazza and Megzy story for today's live stream because, yeah, Meghan Markle has been asked one simple question from the black community. Where's your black friends? And where's the black culture in your show? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah. Let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Meghan Markle has been asked one simple question essentially from the black community ever since her trailer for season 1 part 2, as I like to call it, has dropped, and it's this. Where's your black friends and where's the black culture in your show? Because opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Megxie has ridden pretty hard on what a lot of people would say would be the black card, for want of a better phrase, right? But has Megxie's black card now been revoked after those in the black community have identified that there now seems to be a lack of diversity in season 2? What the deuce is going on? Well, first and foremost, thank you so much to Queer Lips of Truth at QLOT, the second on X, for sharing this clip. And says the following. Meghan Markle uses black people, women and children to promote herself as some kind of saviour. On her foolish show, she hasn't cooked any meal traditionally ascribed to the African-American culture, or even as a nod to her 43% Nigerianness. And that's a good point, actually. Nothing on season 1, part 1, in terms of traditional Nigerian meals. Think she's going to have any for season 2? Or as I like to call it, season 1, part 2? I don't think so, based on the trailer that was released earlier on this week. Do you? And this lady here in this clip is thinking the same thing, guys, and asking a simple question. Where's your black friends and where's the black culture in your show? So let's hear her out right now.
Watching that trailer, which is nearly 2 minutes, what I did not see is a black person. A black woman, a black man, a renowned black chef, a black artist, actor, singer. And I know that we constantly come back to this point over and over again with Meghan, but I do think it is so important to keep talking about this because it is interesting the way that blackness is integrated in her life. Every black person is allowed to be black in the way in which their blackness makes sense to them, okay? But it is interesting and curious to me that in having a black mother and having that close of proximity to blackness, that there isn't more of a reflection of that blackness in her life. And it's not like I know every single friend that Meghan Markle has. We've seen her hang out with, Tracy Robbins, the wife of the former Paramount exec. We've seen her with Kerry Washington and of course Serena. We've seen particularly famous black people or famous adjacent black people around her. But none of what seems to be her more organic friends, the high school friends, the college friends, we haven't seen those people be black. And we've seen those people though, and they've been white. So again, I'm just saying it's curious. And it's curious that with the season 2, I'm not saying there's no black people in the show. They just aren't in the trailer. Now, I would assume if you had Coleman Domingo as a guest on season 2, you would put his ass in the trailer. So a trailer is a teaser, is a taste of what to come. And it's interesting that I don't see any blackness to come in this show with a woman who is mixed race and has specifically a black mother. At a point, it's just like, what's happening? What's the intention? What's the purpose here? Because black women specifically have gone to bat for her, have supported her, have lifted her up in ways that other people just weren't. When other people were critiquing her just for fucking being black, just for looking how she looks, we largely were the people holding her down and fighting these crazies off on her behalf. And it's not that she owes us anything, but again, it is interesting to know, and I do believe she knows, the demographic of her supporters are. But again, it's just curious that we always seem to be missing within this wonderful, whimsical, beautiful, curated, nurturing world that Meghan creates. When we as Black women were the ones driving up the sales of Le Creuset sets and making her spaghetti and ordering her wine, like the Black domestic goddess movement that was on display after season 1, that was Black women. And so again, it's just interesting to me how Blackness seems to be featured or not featured in her life. It's disconcerting, and because I know it could be different, right? Like, she has the resources to have this show be so inclusive, and to, you know, season 1, she talked a little bit about her background, her grandmother making, you know, sun tea and fried chicken and all that. So it's like, we know that the blackness exists because you talk about it at times. But again, it's just so interesting, the guests that she features on her show and how they are not, they're not Black. Like, even season 1, the only Black person that was on the show was Tracy Robbins, her friend. Coleman, Issa, Zendaya, Kamala. There are so many Black figures. Michelle Obama, Michelle and Barack, like Oprah, so many people at her disposal that could come over.
Just as a little bit of a side note before I finish playing the rest of this clip for you guys, she lists all these names. I wouldn't be surprised if Megzy called all those names and they turned around and told her to piss off. Let's be real here, right? Okay. Let's watch the rest of this clip, guys.
At a moment's notice, Kerry Washington, so many Kelly Rowland. She's been at Beyonce concerts. She kicks it with Kelly. She kicks it with Miss Tina. Miss Tina was on her podcast. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, okay. Let me get you into the whole arena of understanding. They are not her friends. Megzy takes a picture with, let's say, Kelly Rowland and Kerry Washington, trying to make out that they're mates and they've all met up and gone to Beyonce's show together. But no. Megzy was just there, got the opportunity to take a photo with them, but that's it. They're not mates, not friends. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Anywho.
And it's coming from an empathetic place because, yes, she is mixed race. So I can understand that maybe she doesn't have the majority of her friends are not Black. That makes sense. She didn't necessarily, I think she grew up in all Black spaces, but, you know, her high school, her schooling, there were not predominantly Black spaces. So I get that, and I have empathy for that. But as a 44-year-old woman, knowing who your supporters are, again, it's just curious.
I mean, she's being very kind there and saying it's just curious. I would go full throttle and say it's hypocritical. And it just shows, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megzy just used the Black community for her own ends. She doesn't serve them at all. She doesn't help them at all. She doesn't uplift them at all. It's just for her own ends at the end of the day. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. This is the thing, right? This is not the first time that Megzy is being called out by someone from the Black community when it comes to the lack of diversity in her show. Here's another lady who spoke out against Megzy, asking where all the Black people were on the season 1 trailer earlier on this year. Now, here, thanks to Hans Fashionista Era for sharing this clip, saying Elaine calling out Meghan's lack of black friends is something many of us noticed long ago. Indeed, I actually did a video on it, guys. It's telling that her alignment with the black community is just for show. Not a single black friend or voice is featured on her show, and that speaks volumes. Yeah, it does. Get a load of this one.
I was one of your big supporters, you understand? No one couldn't chat about you know what I mean? Because I would have went in on their ass. But girl, I'm giving you the side eye, all the way side eye. I'm giving you the side eye because when I watched your little introduction to the documentary, where are all the black people? Why are there no black people in here, Meghan? Meghan. I'm scrolling, yeah? I literally watched the thing about a couple times. I can't see no black people. The only person I could find was Mindy Kaling. And she's Indian. That was it. Where are the black people? You're gonna have to start explaining yourself and explain yourself quickly. Because now it's leading me to believe that you only use black people as pawns. You only use black people to raise charity for, to raise funds for. That's all you use black people. You only use black people when you want to run off from the UK and sit down in someone's house, and Tyler Perry was the perfect, black person for that. You only want to use a black person to put out your story and, how you wanted to phrase it. And Oprah was the perfect pawn for that. But when it comes to your inner circle, when it comes to introducing your life, where are they?
That make-believe new contract. Okay, so it's not a new contract, honeys, by the way.
Yep. And so, as more and more people in the black community are waking up to this notion, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megxie is just fake, is her quote-unquote black card now getting revoked after they're seeing more and more of this lack of diversity in her shows, not only in season 1, but now season 2. It's not going well for Megxie, is it? But enough about what I think. What do you guys think? Now, with that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm still not done with you yet. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to join our Alternate tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alternate for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the bonus Harry and Meghan story for today's live stream. Big, massive thank you to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's Super Chat goal for it. I really appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for that. So a couple of things really before we end today's live stream. So if you didn't watch on Friday, a little bit of an announcement today. For the next 2 weeks, starting from next weekend. So the next week on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then the following weekend. So essentially, right, okay, when I can get my calendar up, because quite clearly I didn't prep for this well. So Friday the 22nd and Sunday the 24th, and then Friday the 29th and Sunday the 31st of August, there are going to be no Daily Nerd lives. Not going to be any live streams whatsoever. For those that don't know, I will be in Italy visiting my family and my granddad. So, yeah, forgive me. Essentially, for the next 2 weeks, there are not going to be any live streams whatsoever. There will still be content that I will be publishing. So, please, where you can, give them all the love possible. Share them, watch them, comment, like, you know, all that good stuff. It's not it's not a holiday. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, as I compose myself. Yeah, so yeah, for the next 2 weeks, there's not going to be any live streams. So any content that I do, you know, publish whilst I'm away. Yeah, please do me a favor if you can, and you know, watch them, share the hell out of them, thumbs them up, all that good stuff. So that when I come back, there's still a channel and a community to come back to. Let's put it that way, guys. So thank you so much to everyone for your kind words, your compassion, whilst I'm going through this, you know, your messages behind the scenes, your DMs. Thank you so much. Really. Thank you. It is giving me a lot of strength right now as we're having to get through this and go through this. But yeah, okay. So that's that. Let's get on to something more fun. My hair. Yes. Okay. So earlier on today, I went into Leeds and firstly, you know, reinvested a little bit back into the studio and got myself this bad boy, the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. So I'm going to be able to film whilst I'm outside with my phone. So I think that's going to be a little bit of fun for me and for you guys. But the other thing that I did was I got my hair done for this play that I went to this evening. It was the first time I went to this particular hairdresser's. And let me put it this way to you. I will never, ever go to that hairdresser's ever again. That's the first and last time they're taking any of my money. Why? Firstly, I don't like my hair to be puffy like this. I like my hair to be like this. Very straight, very sleek. I already have a ton of hair, right? It's already got the volume. I don't need any more volume. I just need it to be straight. Did she do that? Hell freaking no. I walk into hairdressers, right? And it was so strange. It really, really was. Because I wasn't originally going to have that hairdresser. It was supposed to be someone else. But she saw me and she saw this other lass, this other client that came in. And this other client that came in that she originally was going to have, her hair was like down to her knees. It was very long. And the hairdresser turns round to her other colleague and says, do you mind if I take your client and we swap because I've only got half an hour? So first and foremost, right, I already know she's going to try and rush through me, do a rush job on me because she's only got half an hour, right? So I already know it was going to be a rush job. Quite clearly it was, because by the time it ended, again, my hair was out here. It wasn't like this. When I got home, I had to re-straighten it. It was that bad. Secondly, that hairdresser should never again handle hair straighteners without a freaking chaperone, because the redness has gone down, but it's still freaking sort of touch. But what she did with the hairdressers is she got a bit of my hair, she clamped down on my ear, like up here. I yelped like there was no freaking tomorrow. I was like, ah! I'm like, what the? I freaked out at that point because that's never happened to me before, right? I freaked the F out. I was like, what the hell? And for those that don't know, hair straighteners get pretty damn freaking hot, right? So my reaction was not an overreaction whatsoever. I started freaking crying because of the pain. Tears coming down my face. And she's like a rabbit caught in the headlights. She's like, what do you need? What do you need? And I'm there just like screaming and crying because it hurt like hell. And then she was like, shall I get you some a cold towel or something? I'm like, yeah. Get me something. Don't just stand there. Do something. She does it. And then I turn around and I say to her, she was like, what shall I do? I says, look, just get this over and done with now at this point. Just get it over and done with, but do it the way that I want you to do it, which is straight. No volume, just straight. Because I've got enough there that it's already got natural volume anyhow. She still doesn't do it right. This side was proper puffed out. And so she has to redo this side, but she doesn't do it properly. You're supposed to, with my hair, right, because it's that thick, you need to have like a clip and do it a layer at a time to straighten. But she don't even do that. It's a rush job because, again, she only has half an hour. So she swaps her client with me because I've got the shorter hair. I really, really felt that I didn't get the best customer experience at all because it was an absolute rush job. She didn't do my hair properly. By the time my hair was done, it looked so frizzy as well. It was disgusting. At that point, though, I couldn't be bothered. I just wanted to get the f*** out at that stage. I was done. And so, yeah, I'm going to be contacting their hairdressers and submitting a complaint, and I want a full refund to start with. I've got pictures, everything, of the ear. But, yeah, there's my little rant about my hair situation. Seriously, like, straight afterwards, I called Mr. Fox, and I was absolutely incensed. And he was like, bloody hell, I'm not surprised. You're full on ranting at the moment. Damn right. But yeah, got the DJI gimbal that I just showed you, a little more, a bit of a more investment for the studio and content and whatnot, which I'm really like excited to start using. And yeah, getting attacked by hair straighteners. That's a new one, isn't it? So yeah, that was my day. How was yours? Hopefully, you know, hairdresser attack free. Has to happen to someone, right, guys? Anywho, on that nutshell, my goodness, wow. First and foremost, woo! Over 500 likes. We got to 616 likes for today's live stream, and that only means one thing. We've achieved a monkey! So get your dancing monkey shoes on for this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh yeah. Mm-mm. Oh my goodness. KF says, and I bet she still wanted a tip. Yeah, not a chance. Not a freaking chance. If she asked for a tip, I'd tell her where to go. Let's put it that way. Connoisseur on X says, knuckle butty behaviour that. I know. Totally. Through the Looking Glass channel says, but the play you saw was good, right? Oh yeah, it was totally good. Totally good. Absolutely amazing. The production, the way it was all set up. I've never seen a play like it. It was extremely unique. It was beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Sonia Patterson. Hey up, Sonia. How's it going, hon? Thank you so much for that very generous $13.99 sugar bucks. And oh, wow. Thank you. A few dollars towards your trip. The gift of love grandparents give us is the foundation that we carry the rest of our lives. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you sending me those sugar bucks for my trip, but if you don't mind, I'd like to redirect those dollars to reinvest back into the channel and get this bad boy, the Facecam Pro. I explained it more on Friday, but for those that missed it, I have a portable Alternate studio set up. So whenever I'm away from the main studio, I have a very special laptop, and mic and all the kits that's needed. So if I need to do a video whilst I'm away, or even go live like I did when I was last in Gran Canaria and Hazza lost his appeal for fully funded UK security, all that malarkey. I have that tech, I have that kit to be able to go live when I need to, when I need to, whilst I'm away or whatever, right? The audio quality is pretty much okay with what I've got at the moment, but I am going to be looking into that next. In the meantime, though, this has been released, and I'm like, dude, game changer. This is a face cam, but it's a face cam with the power and the quality of a DSLR. Perfect. The webcam, it's very portable, very easy to travel with the power and quality of a DSLR camera. What I'm using right now, the Panasonic GH5 Mark II is the one that I use for anyone that wants to know, that's nerdy enough. If it's as that good, yeah, I need a piece of this because I'm always on the lookout, for those that don't know, to be able to reinvest back into the channel, whether it's, you know, the programs that I use or the actual like physical tech that I use. And so, yeah, here we go. Every now and then, something like this pops up and I'm like, oh, yes, I need to reinvest back into my channel and get that. And so, yeah, if you don't mind, Sonia, I would rather use your very, very kind donation to go towards this so I can reinvest back into the channel. So when I'm out and about, you'll get even better video quality from me now. So thank you so much, my love. Lewis from Nerd Report, my favourite. Make sure you subscribe to my good friend and my big brother, Lewis, over on Nerd Report. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much. Are you going live after this? Hang on. Let me just message you right now. Hang on. Are you going live after me? There we go. Are you going live after me, Lewis? Let me know, mate. I've just messaged you as well. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to him over on Nerd Report. You won't regret it, I promise you. DA, oh my goodness, DA. Highly freaking generous of you. My goodness, thank you so much for that generous $49.99 sugar bucks. My goodness. Hearts in the chat for DA right now. Shiz the bed. Wow. Dude, thank you so much. Oh, it's going to make me emotional. My prayers are with you as you spend time with your granddad. What a blessing that you're able to travel to Italy to see him. Yes. I find myself extremely fortunate that I'm able to do that, yeah. Doesn't make it any easier, but yeah. Thank you so much, DA. Very, very kind of you. Hearts in the chat for DA. But highly generous sugar bucks. Thank you so much. Oh, and again, that's going to go towards this bad boy right here. Thank you. Flapper27, there you go. That face cam looks sweet. Oh, yeah, it does. And this is the thing. Whenever I look at a piece of kit that I think, oh, that's going to be a really, really nice addition to the channel, to the community, to the studio, I always do my due diligence and I always look at the reviews. I look at the YouTube reviews. I look at reviews in articles, you know, all that kind of thing. And I really look into it. And then I look at the specs, breaking it all down, going into it. Because, you know, I'm nerdy that way. I love my tech. And yeah, this thing is ticking all the boxes in terms of the mobile alternate studio setup that I've got. It really, really is. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting this bad boy and trying it out when I'm on the road. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, that face cam, that webcam, it looks sweet and so much more. It's like, it looks sexy. It looks like a sexy mofo, I'll tell you that right now. I've just messaged Lewis. He's not going on live afterwards, but do make sure you are subscribed to him overall here on YouTube because, yeah, he reports on pop culture, what's going on in the world, and yeah, he's do you know what? He also reports on like the UFO stuff and all that lot, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool. So yeah, and I don't think we're alone. I really, really do not think that we are alone at all. Actually, yeah, guys, before we finish for today's live stream, the last couple of minutes, all right? Do you actually believe that aliens exist? I do. Furthermore, and you guys are going to probably imagine me now in like a tinfoil hat and going, oh, but furthermore, no, I definitely believe that aliens have visited the planet Earth. Totally. Totally. You don't think the aliens have knocked on front door on planet Earth and be like, can we come in? And goes like, yeah, sure. Yeah, dude. I totally believe that aliens exist, and I also totally believe that aliens have visited this planet, like, hands down. Totally, totally, totally. There's so many clips out there that are just haven't been explained. And when the government does try and explain it, it is totally dodgy as hell. It's like Dodge City. So, yeah, I believe aliens exist, and I believe aliens have visited planet Earth. What do you guys think? Do you believe the same thing? Let me know in the live chat. If you're watching on X, let me know in the live chat there. Let's have a gander. Karen Evans says, I do. Yep. Flapper27 says, yes, I believe in aliens from outer space. There we go. Head Mod, Project Metal Music says, I do. There's too much evidence to say otherwise. Ooh, yep. Big SM, I want to hear from you if you're still around. Do you believe in aliens, and do you believe that they've actually visited planet Earth? I want to know what you think, Big SM, if you're still around. Don't send me another super chat, dude. Unless you want to, of course, but you've been very generous today, so unless you want to, that's fine. I'm not telling you what to do, don't get me wrong, but I think you gather the sentiment of what I'm trying to say. There we are. So, Mic Drop Lisa says, I believe in ghosts too. I've seen multiple. Now, ghosts... Hey, believe in what you want to believe, don't get me wrong, right? Respect to you. I don't believe in ghosts. But respect to people that do. Fair play. KF says, I understand Yorkshire, but you lost me at face cam, LOL. Unless you're referring to the same army makeup I used, LOL. Webcam. I mean, Elgato call it the Face Cam Pro, but it's essentially a webcam, but a webcam that's got a shiz ton of tech in it, but it's really not a webcam, really. It's a DSLR. It's a DSLR masqueraded as a webcam, essentially is what this thing is. It's amazing. I've got and been very lucky enough to invest in a few pieces from Elgato. So, for example, I've got 2 Stream Decks in front of me. So when I change the screens, this is the Stream Deck that's working right now. There you go. All I have to do is press a button and the screens change. How cool is that, right? What's in front of me, you guys can't see it, but I have the Elgato teleprompter and I can see right in front of me all my notes and things like that for me to read through and draw from to be able to provide you with the information for each section, for each story that I've given you guys today, for example, right? And anything else that I want to mention is also right in front of me as well. I have the Elgato boom arm for my mic right here. I've also got another Elgato stand that's propping up my DSLR camera. So I do have quite a few pieces from Elgato, and I have to say their quality is astounding and their tech is amazing. So yeah, Elgato definitely is like top notch. But yeah, sometimes they call things that are a little bit weird. It's basically a DSLR masquerading as a webcam. They're calling it a face cam, but it's a webcam, but it's a DSLR masquerading as a webcam. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. Glad that you understand Yorkshire, though. Yorkshire represent. Appreciate that. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we end. Inish says, I also believe in aliens' existence, but I think one look at us and they run away. I wouldn't blame them. That is for damn certain. I really wouldn't blame them. Let's see what else you guys are saying. If I mispronounced your name again, I really apologise. I know you've told me before how to pronounce your name, and I keep forgetting because I'm an idiot and a dumbass. Lisa! Mic drop Lisa! How long did it take for me to grasp the pronunciation of your name? I'm not going to be embarrassed with what you say because the truth is the truth. It is what it is, right? But it was a hell of a long time. So, yeah. Sorry. Appreciate you. Mic drop Lisa, though. Speaking of mic drop Lisa says, I got myself a Stream Deck in the Amazon Prime sale. And it's amazing, right? Absolute freaking life changer. For me, okay, for anyone that wants to stream or make videos or anyone that does that, right? One of the biggest pieces of advice I can give anyone is A, use OBS Studio to record or do your live streams on. And B, if you are going to use OBS Studio, it is a must, a non-negotiable, you need a Stream Deck. The non-negotiable, you need a Stream Deck. It will make your life 1000% easier. And it really, really does. Take my word for it. Right, well, do you know what? On that bombshell, oh my goodness, wow, it's coming up to midnight, guys. Time flies when we're having fun, right, guys? So with that being said, I want to say a big, massive thank you to everyone that's hit that subscribe button today. My goodness, wow, 132,497 alternates in the community. Wow, we're only 3 away from 132,500. So thank you so much to everyone that's hit that subscribe button. Thank you also so much for everyone that's also hit the like button. 674 likes for today's live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you as well to everyone that's been able to join or take part in today's gifting wars for the leaderships. Appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much. Thank you as well to everyone that's been able to and been very, very generous to send some sugar bucks my way. I'm absolutely astounded with your generosity. So thank you so much. Thank you also to everyone that's kept me company, that's tuned in, that's kept me company in the live chat, that's here right to the end, keeping me company, whether you're watching on YouTube or on X. I appreciate all your faces. With that being said, enjoy next week wherever you are in the world. Like I said, the next 2 weeks now, there will be no live streams, but there is still content for you that I will be releasing. So please, whilst I'm away, give that content all the love that you can. Watch it, share it, like it, all that malarkey. My goodness, Jeffrey Crownwell sneaking in right at the end with the $5 sugar bucks. And yes, congratulations for being a leader for the last 15 months. Thank you so much for your continued support, mate. I appreciate your face. With that being said, that is it. I appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much for all your support and your kindness and compassion as ever. With that being said, it's coming up to midnight. I really need to get some sleep. So, yeah, enjoy your week wherever you are in the world. And until the next time, you guys, laters. Bye.